Cut your coat according to your cloth. If you go to a tailor with a piece of cloth and ask him to make a coat for you from it, what will he do? He will first take your measurements and then he will measure the cloth. Accordingly, he will stitch a coat for you from it. He cannot make a coat if the cloth is less, even if he wants to. He must cut the coat according to the amount of cloth available. In the same way, we must spend money according to our income. We must never spend more than what we earn. Today, the facility of being able to take loans make us spend more than what we have. However, if we keep on taking loans unthinkingly, it will finally lead to our downfall when the time comes to return the loans. Who has not read about people falling in the hands of moneylenders and sufferings? We have also come across people who borrow money from other people in order to lead a gay life. Who likes such persons who always borrow and do not return the loan? This proverb is a very wise one which tells us to economize, to be careful with our expenses, and to lead a life without fear of debts. Cleanliness is next to godliness. When we talk of cleanliness, we mean cleanliness that is both physical and spiritual. That is cleanliness of the body as well as the mind. When our surroundings are neat and clean, it gives rise to good health and clarity of thought. We can concentrate on what we are doing. All religions demand that we keep ourselves and our surrounding clean before we pray to the Almighty. Before we visit a place of worship, don't we take a bath and wear our best clothes? Cleanliness destroys disease-carrying germs. Many of the diseases prevalent today are because of bad hygiene and dirty surrounding. A lot of time and energy is wasted in getting rid of diseases like malaria, typhoid, cholera, dengue, etc., which are all diseases caused by unhygienic surroundings. It is the duty of every citizen to keep himself and his surrounding clean. It is wrong to spit on roads, defecate in public and strew garbage. When a person is clean and well dressed, he feels more confident and has more positive thoughts. Cleanliness of the body and mind also improves the self-respect of a person. Hence, it is rightly said that cleanliness is next to godliness. The hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. A recent study reports that most important word in most languages is the word mother. It is the mother who rocks the cradle and puts the baby to sleep. It is also she who punishes the child when it does wrong. In this way, she molds the character of the child. Thus, the hand that rocks the cradle influences the future of the child. No wonder Emerson, the great American philosopher, has said, "Men are what their mothers made them." As the child grows, it instinctively picks up all its values and principles from its mother. The child then becomes a man or woman and goes into the world handling day to day affairs, making decisions, and bringing about changes inspired by the values and principles learned from the mother. Thus, major policies in the world can be traced to the influence of the mother on the minds of the decision makers. Great men of the world acknowledge the contribution of their mothers in making and shaping their personality and character. Napoleon, Gandhiji, Nehru, and many other great men have said that whatever good qualities they had, they owed to their mothers. Reading maketh a full man. Reading maketh a full man, wrote a famous philosopher. This means that it is the reading habit which helps man to develop his personality. It is not possible for a person to know everything. Books help us to enrich and increase our knowledge. They give us an idea about the thoughts of famous and respected people. They help us to change our way of thinking. They are our staunch friends and often give us advice and comfort in times of distress. If a book is well written, it can also provide us with great pleasure. One should read books on a variety of topics such as travel, history, literature, biography, science, etc. Such kind of reading will help a person to grow into a fuller individual. One can also read light fiction or suspense novels to relax. If a person has the habit of reading, he is never bored wherever he goes. Today, the facility of downloading and reading digital books has made it easier for a person to have books handy whenever he is bored, traveling, or just in need of a change. Hence, teachers and parents should always encourage children to develop the habit of reading. Poor indeed is the man who does not like to read. As you sow, so shall you reap. If you have sown seeds of rice, you expect to get a rice plant. You certainly do not expect wheat to grow from it. If a plant in a pot of your windowsill dries up, it will only be because you have neglected to water it regularly. Truly, it has been said, as you sow, so shall you reap. This only means that the way you behave with others in life will affect the treatment you will receive from them. If you do not speak well to your friends, you will find that they slowly start avoiding you. Soon you will be left with no friends at all. If you work in a company, you will rise to the highest rungs of success only if you put in the required amount of interest and hard work. A student appearing for the SSC examination will not do well unless he or she has spent hours in the previous months spending a lot of time on study. A man who spends his lifetime cheating others and committing crimes will ultimately be caught one day. A man who works for the benefit of others will be remembered and blessed for generations to come. So, it is up to us to determine what we want from life. If we want peace and prosperity, we have to put in commensurate efforts If we don't, we will receive nothing good in return. Manners maketh man. Manners maketh man. So goes a famous saying. A person who is courteous and considerate towards others is said to possess good manners. Such a person is respectful to his superiors, courteous to his equals, and sympathetic towards his subordinates. He always shows concern for the well being and comfort of others. Everyone likes a person who speaks and behaves politely and treats others respectfully. Such a person is always ready to understand other people and tries to be helpful to them. He forgets and forgives the wrongs others have done to him. Good manners cost practically nothing but can buy everything. They win us friends and conquer our enemies. They make the world a happier place to live in by reducing friction and avoiding tension. When we meet a person for the first time, it is the person's manner which impresses us deeply. Good manners are generally taught by parents at home and by teachers in the school. Manners that are learned during childhood generally remain with us throughout our lives. They become a part of our personality. Hence, it is desirable that good manners are instilled in children when they are very young, so that they grow up to become courteous, considerate adults. Where there is a will, there is a way. What is it that makes a man do great deeds or become successful? It is his determination, or in other words, his will. History is full of examples of people with a strong will doing great deeds. Demosthenes the Athenian was a weak voiced boy and a stammerer, but he was determined to become a great orator and worked hard to overcome his physical handicap. Today, he is remembered as one of the world's greatest orators. The history of India's freedom struggle is full of striking examples of how people with a strong will accomplished seemingly impossible tasks. Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, and other great leaders aroused the sleeping masses of India to fight against the powerful British rulers and finally succeeded in winning freedom. At one time, it was thought impossible to fly in the air, to orbit the earth, or to travel in space. But today, we find that such seemingly impossible dreams have come true. All this would not have been possible if men were not determined to make them possible. A strong will is necessary when we come across difficulties and setbacks in our path. If we give up at this critical moment, we will never reach our goal. We must always try to overcome the difficulties and continue on our way. We must cultivate a strong will and a strong determination to achieve our ideals. Only then will we succeed. A stitch in time saves nine. Most of us learn quite early in life that we have to act quickly when faced with problems. If action is delayed until later, things will get worse and the problems will only take longer to resolve. If a small tear or hole in a garment is attended to in time, the entire garment will be saved for future use. But if ignored, the tear may widen and it may then not be possible to mend it at all. Ultimately, it would have to be thrown away or used. The same principle holds good in life. Children sometimes take to evil habits like stealing, smoking, lying, or gambling during the early years of their lives. If not checked at the very beginning, it becomes very difficult to get the children to give up such habits. We all know the story of the thief who, at the gallows, bit his mother's ear. He then explained that if his mother had slapped him when he stole his first pencil, he might not have ended up at the gallows. Small misunderstandings with other people should be cleared up at the very beginning. Otherwise, good, long and lasting relationships will suffer. Even ordinary ailments should not be ignored. So, we should tackle a problem when it is smaller or when it appears first. Letting it remain unattended may worsen matters, resulting in its growing bigger and more complicated until we can do nothing about it, and we would suffer greater loss. Pride goes on horseback but returns on foot. I am very beautiful. I am also very clever. Everyone loves me. How will you react if you hear someone say these words? You will be surprised at such arrogance. You will say that the person is very proud. To be proud here means to have a very high opinion about oneself, one's looks, abilities, possessions, etc. Pride makes a person think that he or she is superior to others. Would you like such a person? No. No one likes a person who is proud. If you are too conceited or self-important, someday something will happen to make you look foolish. And when a proud man meets with a bad end, others will have no sympathy for him. History is full of examples of powerful kings who were ruined because of their proud nature. That is the meaning of the quotation. Those who are proud will finally suffer defeat or meet with a shameful end. Health is wealth. Good health is the most valuable thing in the world. What is the use of having pots of money if you don't have the good health to enjoy it? If a man had to choose between health and wealth, a sensible man would choose health. A man who is healthy can always try to amass wealth, but a man who is wealthy will find it extremely difficult to get back his good health. Nowadays, people work very hard to earn more and more money. In the process, they suffer from ailments such as diabetes, high blood pressure, ulcers, etc. This means that they cannot enjoy the wealth they have amassed. They do not spend time with their family and children, missing the precious years of their children's development. When they finally look up, they find that they have lost their health as well as the love of their families. Isn't it better to be content with less money but have good health and good family life? Hence, in the fast world of today, one must consciously make a decision to remain healthy. One must shut down the cell phone and computer after work and relax and enjoy life. One must always remember that health is wealth and not vice versa. Time and tide wait for no man. This proverb is a reminder of the value of time and opportunities. We cannot stop the passing of time. Similarly, we cannot expect an opportunity to knock on the door at our convenience. We must seize both time and opportunity when they exist. We must be always alert and vigilant. Regretting wasted time will only waste more time. Crying over the missed opportunities will only result in missing further opportunities. So, we must do what we are expected to do at the right time. We must keep our minds open to seize any opportunity which may present itself. Then, in all certainty, there will not be anything for us to regret in our later life. That's it for today, students. I hope you enjoyed this video. You can subscribe my channel to learn more stories from Suman's Academy.